I assume somebody stop me if you're not, because to tell you the truth, I can't see you on the screen at the moment. All right, so okay, so what I'm trying to go through here is just the basics. It's gonna take us about 6 minutes to go through this, and the basics of what you need to know about math without freaking out here. So you need this. Look at this circle. The part. Let me get rid of this. Okay. Look at the circle. Forget about the circle part. Just look at this T here. So all of our math problems come down to these three things: the part, the percentage, and the base. If you have two of them, you can get the third one. So if you have the rate and you have the part, you just divide it into. If you have the base and the part, you divide that into it, and it will give you the rate. Of course, when you divide this one into the part, it gives you the base. If you have the percentage, just multiply the percentage times the base, and it'll give you the part. So um, again, this is another way to look at it. This is really goes down to a basic math formula. A times B equals C, or C divided by B equals A, or C divided by A equals that. If I substitute numbers in here, if I have the rate at 2 and I have the base at 4, I multiply them together and it gives me 8. If I have the base at 4 and I have the part at 8, I divide it in there and it comes up with 2, and so forth. So again, it's just recognizing which of the two you have and whether it's the part, the base, or the rate. Now, this is some of the things you're going to see along the way, excuse me, as far as what the parts are. They might be the commission that you receive, could be the depreciation or net annual income, the profit or loss, annual interest rates, the annual taxes, the annual premiums. They would all generally fit up here. The base is going to be the selling price, appreciated base, the investment, the principal put in, assessed value, the amount of insurance, and then the rate. You're pretty much always going to see these as what percent of this. So the rate of commission, the rate of depreciation, percent of return, rate of interest, tax rate, insurance rates. So these are the three parts. These are things that usually go into those three parts. So the math formula of all its parts. So we have a 6% rate and we have a base at 200,000, let's say the sales price. So you multiply them and it would give you 12,000 as the part. Once again, if I have the $200,000 as the base, I would divide that into 12 and it's going to give me 6%. Now, while I'm on this percentage topic, whenever you have a percentage, 6%, if you want to convert it into a decimal point, you just move it 2 places to the left. So again, 6%, move it 2 places there and you put a decimal point, and that's the decimal point there. Most calculators you can multiply by the percentage, but if in case you don't, you just move the decimal point. If this was in a decimal point, you wanted to figure out what the percent is, you just do the opposite. You move it 2 places to the right, you put here to be 6%.
Are we still supposed to be seeing your screen?
You are, what's the question, Taylor?
Are we still supposed to see your screen? I don't see yours anymore.
You guys are not seeing the screen?
I do.
You do. Taylor, I guess
You're not. I'm not.
Okay. I'm going to share this with you later. So if you don't see it, I'll send it. Okay. So how much is commission on the sale of a home at 300,000 at 6%? So again, basic formula. We have to figure out what parts we have and how we figure it out. So we're looking at what the commission is. That would be the part. What I know is it's a 6% commission rate. So it's 6%. And I know the sales price is 300,000. So what do I do with it? I multiply them because I have the rate and the base. Excuse me, for whatever reason, I'm a little congested here this morning. So when I have those two, I multiply them together. So either 6% or 0.06 times 300,000, it gives me 18,000. So that would be the commission on a $300,000 at 6% interest. So what's the commission percentage of a sold home for $380,000? And the commission paid was to $20,900. So the question came up. Sales price was $380,000. The commission received was $20,900. What was the rate of commission? So the base is $380,000. The part, which is the commission, $20,900. And since we have the part and we have the base, we divide this into it. And what we will come up is the rate. So if I took the $20,000 20,900 divided by 380, and it comes out to 0.055%. Once again, to make it into a percentage, I move this decimal point 2 places to the right, and it gives me a 5.5% rate of commission rate. Commission was charged at 5.75, and the total commission was paid at settlement. So what was the sales price? So if you get a question like that, so the commission, the amount of commission paid was 15,675, and we know the rate is 5.75. How do we find out what the actual sales price is? In that case, we would divide the two. So in this case, we divide, and we'll get the base. So you take 15,675, you divide it by 0.0575%, or 5.75%, and it equals $272,608.70. So far, so good, other than my voice. So we occasionally are going to run into a problem. Most of the time, when we say this is the part, it's because it's going to be smaller than the base. There is an exception to that, and that exception is when it's more than 100%. So go back here. If this is more than 100%, of course it's 5.75, it's more than 100%, this number is going to be higher than the base. So let's try to explain it this way. If I had a piece of pie, there's 100 pieces of the pie, it was 100% of the pie I have. If I divided that pie in half, now I have 50 pieces in each. So it's 50% of each. So 50 pieces, 50 pieces. So let's just say, for instance, I just divided this pie into 16 equal pieces. So each of these pieces equals 16% of this pie. So far, so good. So if I were to remove one slice, I would be left with 84% of the pie. 100% minus 16%, 84%. So we're going to add something now. What happens if I have 116%? So I have one more piece of pie. So I have the whole pie, plus I have one more piece at 16%. I would then have 100 plus 16, 116%. So when we have a formula or a question that this percentage is higher than 100, and again, we'll use 116 because that's the example I was using. So you have 116%, and we're trying to find out the base price was 200. So if I multiply 116% or 1.16 times the base price of 200, it'll give me the part. So in this one, only this case where I multiply the two together, this is going to wind up being 232,000. This is the one exception, is that the part is going to be larger than base because percentage is more than 100%. Last example, we have 110%, and the part is 285. What was base? So I know that the part was 285. I know that the rate is 110%, so 285. In this case, I have to divide this into that. So 285 divided by 110 equals $259,090.90, and that would be the answer to that problem. If you had a situation where the house was sold for 110% of its original price. What was the original price? And the original price would have been 259,000. Sold for 110% more. 285 is what it was sold for. And that is already